Welcome to the Jam Happy Hour. Hope everybody's having a beautiful afternoon so far, evening, wherever you may be joining in from. I am Jana with Jam Sellers, and I'm super excited to be joined by Maris this afternoon and evening for our Jam Happy Hour. And as usual, we are coming in from all points, east, west, and north, but I think we're all in the same time zone this time go around. You're in Los Angeles?
Yes, I am. And you are in Vegas.
I am in Las Vegas this weekend, and our home team in Napa, California. So this is the beauty of technology. We all get to come together, enjoy music, maybe get to know each other a little bit better, and just tell some stories. And of course, always enjoy some super tasty wine. So whether you're enjoying a Jam Cabernet or some bubbles or some butter, grab yourself a glass, sit down, and get ready to know Maris a little bit better, because this is what I love about our happy hours. Everybody just wants to come and enjoy some music, which is a beautiful thing. And either they're already a fan of yours and maybe they'll become a fan of ours, or they're a fan of ours and they're going to get to know you a little bit better and become a fan of yours. So it's like a big symbiotic friendship with wine.
Yes. Amazing.
So thank you for joining us. I know you have had a super busy kind of a re-entry period, I guess is what we're going to call this.
Yeah.
Last 6, 8, 12 months, it's like you've been going.
I've been going. I mean, what's so funny about that is also, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
What's so funny about it is I'm super impatient. And so any moments of even slight stall, I'm like, oh my God, my life is over. And so I like, I guess when you really break it down into like bigger chunks like that, it has been pretty go. But there's been moments where like, I got back from touring Europe and I was like, oh my God, I have nothing to do. And then like 2 months went by, I'm just working my day job, like living my life. And then everything kind of picked up, and now we just put music out and everything's crazy. And it's insane to like, you have this little baby and it's so special, and you show it to only who you want it. Like you just show it to select people and you get their feedback and everything, and you like live with it. And then now kind of releasing it into the wild is, you're like, oh, I hope you swim.
I hope you swim.
I hope you don't sink. Exactly. Like, oh, okay. Bye.
And we will definitely talk more about that. But maybe if somebody's joining us for the first time this evening and just getting to know you, how would you kind of describe your musical sound?
I mean, I think it's pretty eclectic. I listen to a lot of stuff and I love a lot of stuff. There's actually like very few genres or even honestly songs that I can't at least be like, I understand what someone might get out of this. But my biggest like kind of inspirations are somewhere between like Queen and like the Eagles and the Killers. And
not iconic at all.
Amy, just like, and then all like One Direction was a huge influence on me in my teen years. So it comes from all over. I love like a big vocalist. I love jazz. I started singing in jazz. So I think my sound is kind of, especially for this first like era, it's very, I would say like saturated pop with kind of a leather jacket on.
Hey. That's
that makes any sense.
A visual way to describe the sound, Maris. I think it's super cool. I think we can all kind of picture either that girl or guy at the bar who's got that that pretty look and everything about it's right, but that little bit of edge on there.
Yes. Yeah. That's how I feel about it.
This is going to be a fun hour. I'm very much looking forward to it. So I love to jump in right away, after a description like that. What is the first song that you would like to perform for us?
So I'd love to perform this song called Crashland. It's not out yet. It is on the EP, but it's not out yet. And I wrote it like really with my buddies Matt, Aaron, and James, and it was a Zoom session, as most of these songs were. And it was one of those songs where we got the chord progression and we got the general feel, and then I was like, okay, you guys like, I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to get this lyric and this melody out, and then I'll come back. And I spent like maybe 20 minutes, got the lyric and the melody, and then I was like listening back to it and I just hated it. And sometimes that's really hard, to be like, oh, this is not quite right. And I you always kind of get that feeling like when you have to chase the idea or the inspiration, when you have to chase it faster than it's chasing you,
Right.
it's maybe not going to be worth it to like continue. So I just scrapped the whole thing. And then I like sat for a second and I was like, what do I actually want to talk about? Just kind of did like a deep breath, like check in with myself moment. And it was, ended up being about my time in New York. I was in a relationship when I lived in New York for 3 years. The relationship was 1.5 years, but it's so deeply tied to how I felt about New York and what was happening to me while I was living in Crown Heights in Brooklyn and like seeing this person and everything. And yeah, then it kind of just like fell out, and now we have Crashland, which is one of my favorite songs, and lyrically one of the songs I'm most proud of, because it just, it fell out as opposed to me like trying to dig it out. It just kind of just like, oh, that's exactly how I feel, So that worked out well.
Sense.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to tune up really quick, but do you like New York?
I love New York. I am a big fan of skylines and things that are bigger than life, and the whole like anything can happen. It's very fairy tale-ish.
Totally.
But also, it's also very gritty. So it can be whatever you want it to be.
Yes, I loved about New York that like you're having a shitty day, and it like you get pulled out of your bubble so often when you're in New York.
Yeah.
Like you wake up feeling kind of woe is me, maybe, my career's not doing this, my love life is like this, whatever. And then I used to work at a market research facility when I lived in New York. And so some of my shifts would start at 6 a.m. So I'd be like on the train at 5, and I'd be, I'd wake up, I'd be like, fuck, I hate my job. Like going to work, like so pissed.
That's the way I would too.
Yeah. But even then getting on the subway and like in my bubble, I look up, and there's a train full of people doing the same thing that I'm doing, if not like worse jobs. So then it's like, okay, well, you know what? I can make it through another day. This is part of living in the city. I chose to, like, just that energy of the always moving really is good for me, I think, just keeping me on to the next thing. I love that about New York.
Essentialism of it all. Like,
yes.
It's not just me.
Yeah, exactly. And you feel kind of more enmeshed in people, which I love. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so this is Crashland. Should I just get into it?
Go for it, girl.
All right. I'm devoted to a statue. I'm dancing with the devil on the Lower East Side. I'm out past my curfew, swimming in a river of tequila lime, and I don't wanna cry again. I talk, but he's not listening. I'm devoted to an image, two-dimensional rocket man. Into the atmosphere, he takes me higher than I've ever been, above the lightning sky, and then back down again. I feel deserted. Sometimes I wonder if I fall, 'cause I deserve it. He's pulling down on me, but I will bear the burden. Nobody understands why I still hold his hand in the crash land. Now we're crossing the Brooklyn in the back of a car that I can't afford. Kiss him like nobody's looking. In an hour or two we'll be caught in a storm, and I don't wanna cry again, but he hates all of my best friends, choking on the sunset, holding heaven when the sky is torn. Into the atmosphere, he takes me higher than I've ever been, above the lightning sky, and then back down again. I feel deserted. Sometimes I wonder if I fall, 'cause I deserve it. He's pulling down on me, but I will bear the burden. Nobody understands why I still hold his hand in the crash land. I
welcome. Thank you.
Thanks. No, thank you.
You definitely you tell a story in your songs, and I
Oh,
think you
thanks.
know I've said this a few times, and it's something that I learned very early on in my career, which may or may not be total BS, but it's how I think of it. Um, that women hear lyrics and men tend to hear the beats,
Mm.
and I think a lot of times the women will pick up on the story, at least, faster than some of the guys do. Do you write a song with a story in mind, or does it
Mm.
just kind of come?
It depends. It depends. I think, at this point in my writing journey, so it's kind of a long, convoluted story, but basically, I moved back to Montana when COVID
Mm-hmm.
happened. So I just couldn't afford to live in New York by myself anymore. And so I had to move back home with my parents. And at that time, I was doing 5 sessions a week on
Mm-hmm.
Zoom, like writing. And so, like, with this one, I had another idea that I thought was going to be the plot and I thought was going to be the way that I said it. And
Yeah.
then after scrapping it and being like, no, that doesn't feel honest to me. That doesn't feel, it's also important to me when writing that it rolls off the tongue well. And so I
Yeah.
was like, this just doesn't feel as poetic or as, kind of beautifully or eloquent, I think, as I
Okay.
want it to be. So sometimes it's like, I write something, then I fucking hate it, and then I scrap it. And then, sometimes it's like I am so wrapped up in whatever emotion I'm in, I just like word vomit, And then a couple weeks later, I'll listen back to it and I'll be like, oh my God, that's what I was saying. Like I didn't
Yeah.
understand it at the time, but now that I'm reflecting on it, I'm like, that's exactly how I felt. I just didn't know how to articulate it other than writing a bunch of random shit and then being like, oh, holy shit, this actually connects. So I think it
Yeah.
depends. It depends on the day.
You needed perspective on it.
Totally. And sometimes like the most recent single was a situation that happened to me in high school, and I
Mm-hmm.
just like when I was 20 was like, oh, that's exactly what I was going through. And so I think, yeah, it's all very dependent on like how much emotion I felt in the moment of experiencing whatever I'm writing about, and then B, just how long it's going to take my subconscious to process what the
Let it
fuck
come out.
happened. Exactly. So I think it
Well,
depends, but
I think
so
you're
you
gonna.
like, what's your favorite lyric? Sorry, I'm asking you questions.
Oh, no problem. Actually, it's you're gonna ask my favorite lyric from that song, and I'm actually stuck
Oh,
on something you said prior to that song,
mm,
where you had said that if you're having to force something, it's not right.
mm-hmm.
And so often, I think in life, we try and force things to happen that we want to happen, we want to will to
Totally.
happen,
We think we
but
want it.
we think we want it, but you have to let it go. And like you
Mm-hmm.
said in writing that song, you thought you had very much an idea of what it was going to be, but when you stripped it down to the layers and the production, like it wasn't going to happen that way. So
Mm-hmm.
that is what resonated with me. But that's like the
Yeah.
whole theme in the song for me. Once you said it, it was like, oh, I see this as like a second opportunity, or
Yes.
like I said, like a fresh perspective on it too, because you said you'd had these lyrics in mind and you had this story in mind, but when you guys actually got down to doing the song, it
Mm-hmm.
became something different. Does
Yeah.
that tend to happen a lot as you're writing, especially when you're collaborating with others?
I think it depends on what kind of write it is. I've been in rooms where there is, there's me, which is like in the music industry. I feel weird sometimes referring to myself as such, but like in the music industry, it's like the
You're in
artist. Right, so it's like the artist, and then there's another writer or like a top liner, like somebody who does lyrics and melody, and then there's somebody who does production usually. And it, all of these situations are very circumstantial, they can totally change, but if I'm in a room with another top liner, I enjoy that because it's like more collaborative in the sense of like, they'll be like, well, what if you use this word here? What if you say this instead of this? And that's like, that's nice. This Crashland in particular was like, I just muted myself and was really like keeping myself in check. And I've recently been enjoying that process a little bit more because I am an intense person and I move pretty quickly sometimes. And it can be like, you know, I'll just be like, okay, I just want to get the outline, so like whatever, let's just throw it in and we'll come back to it later. When I have time to like really meditate on it and be like, what am I trying to say? You know, like big deep breath, thinking just with myself before I think about what anybody else is thinking about what I'm saying, because I don't even know what it is yet. So if in that stage, I've found that part of my process recently has been completely removing myself from the room, being like, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna come back with a lyric and we can tweak it when I get back, but like I want to get the foundation of what I'm saying before I come in and let anybody else pick away at it, because you know, otherwise it's like there's a lot of vibes, I guess, or there's a lot of energy in the room, so it's hard to be like centering yourself if you don't even have a fully formed idea and somebody's already trying to change it. So I've just found recently I like to like remove myself, write the lyric or at least the foundation of the lyric, and then come back to the room when I
interesting. It's kind of like a dichotomy though, because you say, you know, that you're very fast, you're very deliberate, like you know what you want, but then you also have the ability to step out and meditate on it. Like, how do you pull both off? Because typically people act at one speed and not both.
I mean, I think it is like I'd say I still move at like roughly the same pace, but it is like the feeling that I have with myself, and maybe it's about self-awareness and like taking a second to like check in and check on how I actually feel about something before any other external sources can be like, you know, I don't like that, let's change this. Really like having a moment where I can still move at the pace that I'm comfortable with, and like I can get, you know, because typically I like to just like vomit the idea onto a page and then go back and tweak this, you know, take this out, this can be better, we can beat this, you know. And sometimes that can be hard if you're in a room with other artists or other creators, because, you know, they hear something and obviously everybody's going to have a gut reaction to it. So I think it coexists in that I need to slow down sometimes. And if I'm around energy where I'm like, also, you know, as a younger writer, and I've kind of like really worked my way up through sessions, there is a part of me that feels like I'm proving myself, you know? So I'm like, still, sometimes. Recently I've been a lot more like confident in the fact that, you know, I know what I like and I know what makes a song for me versus like, you know, maybe what I don't really like but could be something for somebody else. Sure. I think I've gotten a lot better at like just checking in with myself and being like, okay, I need to slow down to make sure that this is what I want it to be before I bring it back to everybody. If that makes any sense.
It's a muscle. It's like it's something you have to flex and learn.
Yes.
Because if you're constantly trying to people please, then you're going to lose your song into the room. Oh.
Yes. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I have to sing this forever? And I never want that. I mean, I'm pretty opinionated, so it's hard to get something by me that I'm not cool with, because then I'll just be like, okay, it's not my song. Somebody else can have it, you know? Yeah. Cool. Not my song. But I also think like that's the part that I haven't appreciated really until, God, probably, honestly, like I just started getting back into sessions with other people, and I think I was disregarding how important process is. I was really focused on the final outcome of things, and like, is this what these people want from me? Is this what this is? And now recently I've been a lot more like, am I enjoying this? And do I like this in this moment?
I think we can attribute that to all sections of our life currently.
Totally. Oh my God.
Enjoying this.
Yeah. Are you a people pleaser?
I'm enjoying this, by the way.
Oh, me too. This is so fun. Are you a people pleaser?
For a very long time, I mean, it's what I do. I mean, I'm in media and entertainment, so it's all about, you know, yes, people
making other people happy.
But also, I think as you grow older and you go through certain life experiences, you realize that the most important person in the room to be happy is you. So when you're happy, you glow, and everybody else gets to bask in your light. So I think it's a process you have to go through. And obviously, when it comes to writing your songs that you're going to be performing forever, I think learning that now versus later is like huge for you. And we're already 20 minutes in. We've had one song, and I told you I do this. I
Oh my
talk
God.
too much. And I
No.
want to like all the little dalliances behind all the stories and all the songs. So what would
Yeah.
you like to play for us next?
I'm thinking there's this song that is kind of about overcoming, which I gotta tell you, I've been having so many like serendipitous, like the just everything kind of, it's like synchronicity, like seeing little things everywhere. We're just talking about getting over people pleasing, and the next song I'd love to play is like about that. So yeah. This is False Idol. This is also on the record, or the EP. And yeah, I'm so excited to kind of play it. It's all of these songs sound so different in their final form, but it's really special to play them acoustically because it's like a different feeling, and you kind of dig into them lyrically more, like you were saying. So
Yeah, I love that. Thank you.
yeah, thank you. This is so fun.
Cheers. To everybody home, cheers, cheers, cheers. Hope you're enjoying the Jam Happy Hour here with Maris this evening. False Idols coming up next. And please keep commenting below and let us know what you're liking and what you're enjoying.
Yeah, I would love to. Oh, wait, I can read comments? Nice. Hi, guys. Oh, I see so many familiar faces. Okay, cool. Okay. Girl, we're going to end this live stream with like 2 songs. That's amazing, though. This is so much fun. Okay.
Good. Us too.
Let's get into it. I was looking for a remedy, somebody to save me. Oh, you were some kind of serenity, but baby, look what you made me. You let me down 1,000,000 times. I could only look up to you, was never enough for you. Your silhouette against the sky, your shadow blocking our light. I've been running from your shadow. You were just a false idol, pretty words and fake smiles. You were just a false idol. Whoa, 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 whoa. See it better, I see it better than before. Could have never been the one you wanted more. All I could think about every day was how you couldn't love me in the same way. You made me so cynical, praying for a miracle. I mean this so literal, you criminal. I've been running from your shadow. You were just a false idol, pretty words and fake smiles. You were just a false idol. Whoa, whoa. See it better, I see it better than before. Oh, could have never been the one you wanted more. You let me down 1,000,000 times. Your silhouette against the sky, your shadow blocking out light. I've been running from your shadow. You were just a false idol, pretty words and fake smiles. You were just a false idol. Whoa, whoa. See it better, I see it better than before. Could have never been the one you wanted more. I tried really hard not to blow y'all's ears off with that.
The ears are still intact.
The ears are still intact. Oh my God, do you see me slipping, trying to move backwards? I'm like, the big note's coming, the big note's coming.
The things we've had to learn how to do in this technological age.
Oh my God.
Hanging out and all that fun stuff. That was another great song. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I know you just realized you've got the comments going there. And
yes.
You have a lot of fans on with us this evening. What does that mean to you to know that you've got this like core group of people that just want to support you in your music?
Oh my God. Well, okay, I'll tell you this much. It has been a journey, and a lot of these names and a lot of these faces have been with me since I was like 17, I think. And originally I had like a video that kind of did well on Twitter of me singing Fly Me to the Moon into a soy sauce bottle in my kitchen. Like the most random shit, is like,
the most random stuff is what always goes.
Yeah, I'm like,
authentic. That's the thing. It's got to be authentic.
Totally. Well, and I was just like, nice, I'm in my pajamas. So this is cool. But, I think it's been such a journey, and I feel like, it's been a lot of patience on my end, but also on the end of people that have, been sticking around and waiting for music. And there's been a lot of ebbs and flows in my career where I'm like, I think something is that, I'm like pushing so hard for it. I'm posting about it, I'm teasing about it, and then it just didn't come to fruition. And my last, like the scariest thing in the world to me would be losing the trust of people that connected to the music because I fucked up, and like tainting any kind of art that I've made. So Ian said, I'm glad I'm not listening on headphones.
Like you said, it all comes back to authenticity, though. So
when it all gets loud, I'm sorry
when
about
it's
that.
that very real moment, singing into a soy sauce bottle, like everybody does that, like so it was like, oh man, she's doing what I do, and then obviously they see the talent and they kind of go from there, and now they're a part of this like journey where here you are years later and you've traveled the world.
Yeah, I mean, in the craziest part too, that I feel like recently I've been coming into a lot of the things that I was trying to manifest for a really, really long time. And interesting enough, we were talking about before how like you think you know what you want, but you don't really know what you want because you don't have it and you don't know what it's actually like. And just recently, everything kind of is settled with the team that I'm with, and things are starting to come out, and we're making music videos and we're building this world. And I, as a listener, I love artists like Halsey or just, anything that's like Beyonce, the whole cinematic universe. Like you really get fully immersed into what they're doing because they pay so much attention to the details. And to Taylor Swift as well. Sorry?
It's not just a song with them. It is
exactly
the full boogie. They have planned out every visual. They have planned out every reaction to every visual. Like it is so impressive what all of those ladies do. Sorry to flip the question on you. Can you think of a male artist who also does the same? It's kind of tough, right?
It's a little tough. I do, and I will say, I'm
not bashing.
It is curious.
Think about all the things.
Yeah. Well, and I think, hey, you want some tea? I think it's because we're thinking about other people before we're thinking about ourselves. If you're thinking about your music as like, I'm going to put this out and like how much work do I want to put into it versus like putting this music out. This is a part of it, y'all. Keep your eyes open. I have like a close friend story where I just kind of post like behind the scenes stuff and like little hints and things before I've put them anywhere else on Instagram. And that has been so much fun because I really there's been so many details. Like I literally graphic designed myself on Photoshop, like this postcard that went to everybody in their emails the day that the song came out and is like bringing them into this world. And then even watching, for everybody, I talked about this earlier, but it's on my Instagram story too. We're editing the Heavenly Bodies music video today. And as we're going through each shot, we're like, okay, you see this character comes through, but they're just a passing thing because we're kind of like dipping our toes into the multiverse theory in this EP and the story that we've written. And my goal, it's very ambitious for my first body of work, but my goal is to have a short film that accompanies the EP and every music video able to flow into the next video. And the characters reference each other and this character goes through each of these scenarios and they know about each other in the multiverse. And so it's been really exciting.
I get lost watching The Flash. This is just gonna.
Oh no, but you're gonna love it, babes. Like even we had an amazing production designer. This is my actual room. We filmed part of the video in my actual room.
Oh, fun.
And the production designer, Carly, is amazing and decked out my wall with some of these posters. I'm obsessed with Maxfield Parrish, so I already had Maxfield Parrish posters up. But there's like greetings from Montana, and then there's a sign that says it's greetings from Venus, and that's one of the lyrics in the song. It's like, you live in Venus. And so there's so many little things that when I was thinking about putting music out, and especially now with all of the things that we're currently planning to try to, immerse everybody as much as we can into what I'm like seeing in my mind as this world. That's the most fun part. And that's been the part that's like, oh my God, I can't believe that this is my life. Like today on my plate of things that I have to do is, talking to amazing people that are really excited about what I'm doing and that are like really connected to the music in their own ways, and they take it in their own world and it's like their own thing. And so part one is talking to people, which is great. Fuck yeah. Part two is creating kind of a cinematic experience and like a connection digitally, at least as much as I can before I'm like touring and stuff, a connection digitally that I'm like, okay, how would it feel if I was a listener and I was getting this, and this digitally from my favorite artist? How amazing would that be? We should do that. I'll make it myself. I don't care. I just want people to experience it this way. So that's been, honestly, I'm living my dream right now. It's so amazing.
That is very cool. But I want, like, I'm curious where it comes from, because I know you're a very visual artist. Clearly, is it the need to be visual, or is it the need to have that full arc of content that's constantly driving back to each other?
I mean, for me in this journey thus far, content has been like, I set up my phone and I'm like, hi guys, lava, here's the song that's coming out. I'm so excited. And those are fun, but it's content, and it took me a minute to feel comfortable doing that and get over myself. Be like, oh my God, this is part of your job. Like, there's no such thing as cringe. Kill the part of you that cringes. This is your job. It's you want people to listen to it, so you have to convince them to listen to it, and you have to connect to people. And that's like the best part too, is connecting to people and reading comments. And
cringe is cool.
Cringe is super cool. Fuck it. Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. Nobody's doing everything right.
And it's cool to care. Crazy. It's cool to care about stuff. Give a shit. Oh my God. So yeah, I give many shits about this project, but yeah, I think. I don't know. I think that was the content part. This part, I've always been, when I listen to music, I can like close my eyes and watch a movie.
Right.
Ever since I was little. Like I would like, and it's almost like a necessity for me. I think I can run kind of anxious as a person sometimes. And when I was little, my mom would be like, you need to go dance about. Like if I was just being an asshole, my mom would be like, go dance about. And I would go into my room, put my headphones on or click my little CD player on or whatever, and just literally run around in a circle, essentially, kind of dancing, but mostly just like running around in a circle, getting my, kind of like zoomies, right? Yeah. So getting my zoomies out and listening to music and watching a movie in my mind. And so the part of making videos and stuff, I was talking to my creative director today as I'm like sitting behind her watching her edit everything like a gremlin. I was like,
a good gremlin.
A good gremlin. Oh, a gremlin of love. A gremlin of love. Just pure love. This is my favorite part. Like when we were on set, I didn't want to go home. I was like, sure. I could do this forever. I love working with y'all. The people that have worked on this video too are, I mean, I am so lucky. They're the most talented people. Watching these videos back, from lighting to DP, Caro is amazing. And here's the thing. When I first moved to LA, I thought that I wanted to be, I wanted the like idyllic, you sign to a major label and everything's perfect then, and then everything works out. And it's like, that is, sometimes not the case at all. And sometimes if you're an artist signed to kind of immediately signed to like a bigger corporation, you don't get the opportunity to be as involved as I want it to be, as I need to be. And so this just worked out amazingly. I work with amazing people on the suit side and the creative side. And so I couldn't be more happy. What I thought that I wanted was not what I actually wanted, because if I was in some kind of, situation where I could release the music, but I didn't get to do any visuals for it, I would feel, lackluster in my
like
endeavors. Exactly. And it's so important to me, like, when I listen to Heavenly Bodies, I can see the music video that we shot in my head. And basically, like, I am also a Virgo, so I did hella PowerPoints about my music. I'm
so shocked with that.
Really? No. With everything, I made, like, I think the overall EP, I made a PowerPoint for every single video down to, like, the fit that I wanted to wear in it. And then for the music video, I'm, like, not educated on a higher level. I graduated high school, but, like, I didn't go to school after because I was like, I'm going to go to school to be a singer. Like, I guess I could just, do it and, like, start playing gigs and everything. And so... I also save a lot of money. Holy shit.
And I do want to get into school life and stuff like that before we jump out, because I know you just had a whole lot of life to live, but we are running through this hour super fast.
Okay.
Songs, and that's not enough. So
okay.
I'm gonna get some more music out of you.
Let me play a little cover then. How's that sound?
I love it. I think it sounds fantastic.
Let's do it. So this is, I think this song kind of ties into Heavenly Bodies in a great way. And I just learned it the other day, so,
Oh, fun.
We'll see how this goes, but I'm excited. I played it live a night ago, and it went okay. But people could sing along with me, so that was kind of nice, because I could be like, take it away! Yeah. But, this time will really be just me, so let's do it.
We'll take it away at home. Don't worry about it. Just
cool.
throw it.
Amazing. Let me grab a little sip.
Oh, yeah. Cheers to everybody at home, too. Thank you so much for joining us for Jam Happy Hour.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I see Danny, I see Rita, I see Paul, Ian, just the sweetie pies. Okay, let me get into it. Jesse is a friend. Yeah, I know he's been a good friend of mine. But lately something's changed that ain't hard to define. Jesse's got himself a girl and I wanna make her mine. And she's watching him with those eyes. And she's loving him with that body, I just know it. And he's holding her in his arms late at night. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I want Jesse's girl. Where can I find a woman? Where can I find a woman like that? I played along with the charade. There doesn't seem to be a reason to change. I feel so dirty when they start talking cute. I wanna tell her that I love her, but the point is probably moot. 'Cause she's watching him with those eyes. And she's loving him with that body, I just know it. And he's holding her in his arms late at night. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I want Jesse's girl. Where can I find a woman like that, like Jesse's girl? I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I want Jesse's girl. Where can I find a woman like that? And I'm looking in the mirror all the time, wondering what she don't see in me. I've been funny, I've been cool with the lines. Ain't that the way love's supposed to be? To be. Tell me, where can I find a woman like that, like Jesse's girl? I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I want Jesse's girl. Oh, where can I find a woman like that, like Jesse's girl? I wish that I had Jesse's girl.
me want to be like, how are you turned on to Rick Springfield and Jesse's Girl? Because I had that poster on my wall growing up. The whole working class dog and watching on General Hospital and the whole nine. But fabulous choice.
Thank you. You know, I did my best. It's kind of, here's the thing. I'm a singer, right? I'm a singer. Sometimes it's hard for me to multitask in my mind with the guitar and the singing. But yeah, thank you. I love like older music. I think that sometimes an obstacle that younger artists can run into is referencing other younger artists when they go into the studio. And it's like, I always kind of try to make a point to reference things that are much before the time that I'm making music.
So you're not because Post Malone.
No. I'm not trying to be anybody. Maybe Freddie Mercury. I could settle for that.
I mean, so big.
No,
he's just the best.
Oh my God. Revolutionary for the queer community. Revolutionary.
It doesn't age. Does not age. The
No.
music's still to this day. I still play it on my radio stations, and every time it comes on, it's always like you stand up a little bit taller, your chest is a little bit bigger, and you're like, oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. And that's I think like the rock opera aspect of it, where it's like there's the operatic, very layered and textured and colorful harmonies, and then there's that edge. It's the leather jacket.
I just had an idea. I think I can think of a dude who may be doing the full arc thing.
Who?
Brendan Urie.
Oh, totally. He's he's a very cinematic dude. Yeah.
Okay, so we came up with
one. I mean, then there's, for the girls, we got Gaga. We got like so many amazing, but I'll give you that. I even Harry Styles' record. I love Harry Styles, by the way. There was an attempt, I think, at like a conceptual, there was like the island for Adore You. I just felt like there wasn't a lot of fulfillment in that like kind of narrative arc, but he's just the best, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants all the time.
I think with the success of this album, we're going to probably see him maybe expand on it a little bit more, maybe have a little bit
and
more
with the acting.
The acting too. Which maybe is like an offshoot of why he can't, because he's used to being directed and told what to do. When it comes to his music and his musical visuals, maybe he hasn't kind of got that confidence yet that you've already got.
Well, I will be honest with you. It's been like a journey, which I think is the value in it, because there's been so many times I've been shot down and gone into a meeting and brought my big, larger than life thing, and everybody's been like, cool, that's amazing. And then I'm like, amazing, can you give me money for it? And it's like, no. Okay, can you at least help me with like, the logistical stuff?
No.
Is the stuff, no. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, okay. No, the logistical stuff is where I don't feel totally confident, which is why learning how to delegate was like a big, because I'm such a control freak that, and also I'm like, hey, nobody's gonna do it better than I would or as fast as I would, because obviously everybody has their own shit going on. Whereas like getting into this new thing, and I remember I had a conversation with everybody on my team, and I was like, guys, I want you to know I am working really hard internally to trust and to be okay with delegation, and I'm learning how to do that, and it's a process for me because I am so making PowerPoints about literally everything but then I ended up at
time.
Oh my God. Well, I just stay up till like 4 a.m. on my and I have like, my day job is really flexible. I like write articles for, I saw myself cut out for a second there.
No, you're good.
My day job is really flexible. I write articles for a real estate website, and my dad is the radio show host for a hunting and fishing radio show in Montana called, so I write like articles about like bear season and,
and you guys get to work together in a kind of a way. Oh,
yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's, it's great until your dad emails you and is like, what the hell? And I'm like, Father! But, so it's nice and flexible.
Treasure those moments though. Like,
oh, totally.
Totally
yeah.
amazing.
But, I think older music is important to reference too, because everything is cyclical, and art art is an ever changing beast. And so you can take something that was really strong on its own and give it some new wings. And like, pull. And also I pull from so many things. Typically in a session, I'll reference like 4 songs. Mm-hmm. Be like, I love the drums from this. This has amazing chords. Maybe we change the key. This is like the vibe that I want production wise.
It's like a musical cake.
Exactly.
Exactly. Let me ask you a question. I'm always very curious. Do you remember the very first piece of music that you yourself purchased?
I remember a distinct, my sister, so my parents got divorced when I was pretty young, and my dad like lived in the middle of nowhere. So I had a CD player, and this was before, like we had a home computer, but it wasn't like, I couldn't like plug in my iPod or anything. It was like, sure. I just had these CDs. My sister would burn me mixtapes, but she would actually pirate the music. So it'd be like in the middle of like, it's gonna be May. No, she'd be like, it's gonna be May. And then it'd be like DJ Cheese or like whatever the fuck it was, so that was like how I remember music. But
that takes me back. Yeah.
A piece that stands out to me significantly was I found, and I was like with my mom, and I was like, Mom, please. I think I was like 14 or 15 at the time, and I found Amy Winehouse Lioness Hidden Treasures on vinyl. And I didn't even have a record player yet. I was like, Mom, please, I need this. I just need the vinyl. And then when I finally did get a record player, I had a light that I could flick on. It broke, which is so shitty because it was so cool, but you flick it on and it makes your ceiling look like a pool. Like the reflections of a pool, and I would just lay on my back. I went through some pretty heavy shit in my teens. I would lay on my back and just like listen to Amy and look at the reflections of the pool. And it was, so that I remember that was like a really special piece for me to have, that like changed my life and really gave me a lot of comfort in that time.
It's really cool how music can do that, and now you have a chance to make music that can do that for somebody else too.
Hopefully. Actually, I think if I could play it, and like, do I have time for 2 more songs to play? We can obviously like,
if we shut up.
Yeah, if we need to just like, no, girl, we need to just like FaceTime.
We can totally do 2 more.
Amazing. Okay, so this song is provided me a lot of comfort in a super confusing time. COVID had just happened, and I moved back home, as I had said, and my relationship that I was in at the time, like, it already was strained, but the thing that was keeping us together was sex, honestly. It was like, the physical need for each other and that connection. It wasn't healthy emotionally, but the sex was great. And I feel like that's sometimes how it is. But that, like, then all of a sudden we're across the,
country.
We're across the country. He had to move back home. I had to move back home. And we were just kind of forced to break up. We broke up over text, which was the first time that has ever happened to me. And it was, I would go out into my backyard, and this lyric isn't heavenly, because I would go and I would lay in the backyard and I would throw the ball for our dog Cooper. And I would just like, I felt like I had so much sadness and like kind of, it was whiplash and it was grief. Because of, I lost a few people to COVID during COVID, but also it was like I lost my life. I had built a life for myself in New York, and then all of a sudden it's like evaporated. And I was so confused. And this song, I was sitting in my room, and I wasn't even, this particular day, I wasn't even that sad, but I was feeling like, I was missing what I had, and I was missing the life that I had, but I also was like getting to this level of like, yes, I'm sad and it's freezing out here, emotionally, it's freezing, but I can't fight the end. The end is here and I can't fight it. I just have to like figure out what's next. But I would lay on the ground while throwing the ball for the dog and just like sob. Just being like, I can fill the whole sky with how sad I am. I could just sob it into the sky, and maybe then that's like somewhere to put it. And so this song came from that time. On so many levels. It was like, and then I'm like, damn, we were really just expected to like bounce back from all that shit.
That's another conversation. So let's just... What is the name of this song?
This song is called Goodbye Forever. And I wrote it completely by myself in my room. And it was like, after I had finished the first part, I sat with it for a while. I put it on Twitter, like a video of it on Twitter, and a lot of people were connecting with it. And then I think that I finished it the next day. But like sometimes, and I remember that first day, like sometimes if I am just writing, and then I finally articulate myself in the right way, I just burst into tears, because it's like such a relief to be like, I understand now what I'm feeling. I understand what I'm trying to say. So this was one of those moments. And yeah, I'll just get into it, I guess.
Yeah, Goodbye Forever. Here's Mary.
Goodbye forever. Not for us. We can say goodbye never. How about? It's too late. Now I'll never see your face again. Don't matter how much I contemplate calling you, I know it's useless to fight the end. But I remember how I felt the moment we met. Thinking of it now, I kissed you and you kissed back. Goodbye forever. I know, I'd rather be together. But you can't get close, you know, I fold under pressure. I tried to do it right, you deserve better. Goodbye forever. The world is sick. You had to move back home and I hated it. I can't describe how much I miss hearing your heartbeat through your tattooed chest. I can't fight the end. I see it crystal clear, I see it crystal clear. We're different from who we were. Don't take it insincere, I'm never insincere. I have to come back to earth. Goodbye forever. I know, I'd rather be together. But you can't get close, you know, I fold under pressure. I tried to do it right, you deserve better. So goodbye. All of the movies we won't watch. God, I miss you when the lights are off. All of the walks that we won't take. I was so happy, could've died that day. Heavenly bodies fall back to earth. My mother says you are a lesson learned. It's killing me now to say goodbye. Don't say goodbye. Don't say goodbye forever. Goodbye. to be sad.
No, don't be sad. You know, a lot of us kind of went through those like transformative situations. I was at the time I was in a long distance relationship, and you couldn't fly, you couldn't see each other. I mean, and eventually it fizzled out too. But it kind of takes you back into that place where you're like, oh, that really sucks.
Yeah,
that wouldn't have happened had this not happened. But hey, this happened, and because this happened, all these other things happened.
Totally. And just accepting it, I think, was something I had done when we were close to each other. We had almost broken up like a couple times. And I remember distinctly, like, I tried to break up with him, and then I ran out to the bus stop where he was waiting, and I was like, no, I don't want us to be broken up. Like, I would not accept the fucking end. I would not be like, yes, this is the end. Thank you so much for your time. You know, I was like,
thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, I was constantly.
Your comment card
yes, thank you so much. Please leave a review on Yelp. Really helps us out. But I wasn't accepting it, and then, you know, things happened the way that they happened, and I'm really grateful to be on the other end of it, and also know now that, you know, I can kind of stomach these really hard things, but. Should I play Heavenly since we have 3 minutes left?
I noticed one of the lyrics in that song was about heavenly bodies, and now here we fast forward to post-pandemic, life's back. You've been touring Europe, you've been doing all the things, and just last week you released a new song called Heavenly Bodies.
Yes, and it's about a different toxic relationship I had.
Oh, good. Something else I can relate to.
So I'm killing it. Yeah, I guess this is, you know, Heavenly Bodies is out everywhere now. It's a big, colorful explosion of the feeling of yearning, you know, to me, at least. And I was in a relationship in high school with a girl that we were, like, really close friends. And then it kind of, you know, the first time I didn't really notice the pattern, but, you know, her and her boyfriend would get in like a fight, and then we would like hook up. And I had feelings develop. And I think those situations are complicated. You know, I don't agree with the way that she kind of had handled herself. I also don't agree with the way that I handled myself, because I wasn't
looking back, it's easy.
Of course. Yeah.
You're just reacting on feelings.
Oh, yeah, and when you're like 16, 17, and you think that you're in love with somebody, and then, you know, I run a little jealous as a person, and so
Virgo.
Yeah, so Virgo. Well, my Venus is in Leo, so I'm like, love me big or go home, bitch, and I wasn't being loved big. I was being loved half-assed, so, yeah, and Heavenly Bodies, my buddy Bruce and I, like, I think it was our second session, and I was in Montana, and we just wrote something, like, really special, and it held up for 2 years. We kept coming back to it, and now I can't believe it's in the world. You know,
your musical baby.
My musical baby, and soon to be my visual baby, which is so exciting. Oh my gosh, Sam. I'll send you some stuff. It'll be cool. But yeah, I guess I'll just play it acoustically. If you could stream it, that'd be great. Thanks so much, everybody. This is a special song. Yeah. So I guess I'll just dig into it.
Give it.
Thank you, Jana. Actually, I'm going to slow it down. I think this is going to be beautiful slowed down, and give it a different perspective. Everything around me is changing, and I search for an adventure and something divine. I pull on the same t-shirt for the 100th time. I lay out in the backyard, fall into the sky, reflecting the screen, and I'm kicking and screaming. You never call, swear that I'm bleeding, but I'm only dreaming. You got it all, you live in Venus. I really mean this. Don't tell me that you need space between our heavenly bodies. I feel the sun. If I could be anybody, I'd be the one. Whoa, in your black hole, in your control, falling down on me. Our heavenly bodies just want you to want me. It's gravity. You say he got angry, and that's why you caved. Let me smoke you out and kiss on your face. I pull off your t-shirt for the 100th time. Going through hell, trying to make you mine. Reflecting the screen, and I'm kicking and screaming. You never call, swear that I'm bleeding, but I'm only dreaming. You got it all, you live in Venus. I really mean this. Don't tell me that you need space between our heavenly bodies. I feel the sun. If I could be anybody, baby, I'd be the one. Whoa, in your black hole, in your control, falling down on me. Our heavenly bodies just want you to want me. Heavenly, 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 heavenly bodies. Yeah, I'm always here, but you never care, 'cause he's on your mind. I orbit around you, I wanna surround you in space and time. I get too close now, can't put my phone down. Don't tell me that you need space between our heavenly bodies. I feel the sun. If I could be anybody, I'd be the one. In your black hole, in your control, falling down on me. Our heavenly bodies just want you to want me. I just want your heavenly body. And that's the single.
And I love that you slowed it down for us and gave us something super special here in the Jam Happy Hour. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This was like a total pleasure. I had so much fun the whole time. It flew by.
Way too fast, usually.
Yeah.
You get to hang out, enjoy great music, get to know someone a little bit better, and sip on some lovely wine at the same time, too. It's a beautiful thing. But what you guys can do, if you're either new to the music or not, just go support Heavenly Bodies, go support Maris on all of her socials, and just keep the music coming. I know there's so many exciting things coming up for you, and I know you're going to be in Orlando soon, so jealous, yay for me.
Yeah.
That we can connect in person.
I would love that.
Here. What are your plans coming up for the rest of the year or 23? Is there going to be more touring, more things, more music?
I hope I'm on tour. You know, there's some things in the pipeline, but we'll see if they come to fruition in that sense. Nothing is happening until it's happened already, is what I've learned in this industry. And so, I think the biggest thing that I am so excited about, because we're in an edit day today and we were editing today, is getting this music video out and having kind of the introductory visual piece to the short film that we're trying to make. And it's, I've just been elated seeing the reaction to just the song. And I've been laughing my ass off going through the playlists that people put it on. So, I think next year I really want to go on tour, because I want to be putting this live show together and really ironing it out. And then we have a pretty consistent rollout of music for the next year. So
what is the best way to keep up with you and what you're going to be doing?
Definitely Instagram.
Okay.
I'm on TikTok. I love TikTok, so probably TikTok too. But Instagram is, I love the photo apps. I like the video apps too, and I know that
Because you're
Instagram's kind of
visual.
transitioning.
That makes total sense.
Exactly. And, you know, I love TikTok. I have a lot of fun on. I love to shit post on TikTok, but Instagram is definitely where I keep everything very like, here's what I'm doing, and this is coming out here, and this is, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Well, thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight. Thank you
so much
for enjoying the Jam Happy Hour with us with Maris. I know we have a lot more exciting things coming up.
Yes.
Fastest hour ever. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And you guys go support Maris where you can. Enjoy your favorite Jam Happy Hour wines.